Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I'm a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and just stick around. Also, if you need any help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching, email coaching, small group coaching, as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. Today's video is going to be a more visual demonstration of the whole concept of parallel realities. I did a video the other day about parallel realities and how you can use quantum physics to manifest your specific person. Today we're going to make it more general. We're going to explain parallel realities in more general terms. And I have my colorful cups again, like I did in the other video, so that I can give you guys more of a visual demonstration and so that it's easier to illustrate my points. So today's video is about parallel realities. I know a lot of you guys are interested in that. I know a lot of you have asked me to explain it more, to talk about it more. So here we are. That's what we're doing today. Stay tuned. So the whole concept of parallel realities actually started with quantum physics, quantum mechanics, more than 100 years ago. So it's been around for quite a long time. And what this theory tells us and what it's been actually able to prove on a scientific level is that there truly are infinite versions of reality. There are multiple parallel realities, infinite parallel realities, and which reality we get to experience very much depends on what reality we actually observe. This is the scientific way of explaining things. What observing a reality actually means is simply putting your attention on it, putting your focus on it, expecting to see that reality, expecting to experience that reality, perceiving that reality with your senses, perceiving the meanings of that reality within your mind, okay, and within your energetic levels. And so all of this constitutes observing a certain reality over others. And since you're dominantly observing that reality over others, this is the reality that ends up appearing in your 3D. This is the reality that you end up experiencing, and this is the reality that you end up living with your senses, okay? Now, what I also find very interesting is there are a lot of spiritual people around the world, a lot of very spiritually advanced people around the world, spiritual teachers and such, who have actually had visions of that concept of parallel realities. And what they describe is that parallel realities actually appear as very thin slivers, kind of stacked on top of each other. This is what spiritual people describe parallel realities as. This is how they describe it. This is how they have experienced it. And that comes from visions that they've had, from experiences they've had while in deep meditation, or sometimes it has come from even traumatic experiences they might have had. Somehow that has kicked their higher self into gear, and they have been able to connect and actually see and experience parallel realities. So we know from multiple sources, including scientific sources, that parallel realities are a thing. They actually do exist. They actually determine how the world works, they determine how the 3D reality works, and they determine what we get to experience in our day-to-day life, depending on what we're observing, what we're putting our focus and our attention on. So I'm going to take out my cups again and give you guys a little visual demonstration so that you can understand the whole concept of parallel realities a little better, so that I can make it a little simpler, okay? So let's say you're manifesting a specific person, which I know a lot of you guys watching this channel are interested in. So let's say that you are currently no contact with your specific person. That's your dominant 3D right now. That's what your 3D is showing and reflecting, okay? So let's say that this yellow cup is this reality that you're currently experiencing where you're in no contact with your specific person. Well, there's also another reality, that green cup, where you and your specific person are in contact, but you're just friends. And there's another reality where you and your specific person, the orange cup, where you and your specific person are dating, but they're actually not committing to you. There's also this other reality here, the blue cup. Okay, let me switch hands. The blue cup, where you haven't even met that person. They don't know you, you don't know them, you don't know each other. You've never met, okay? And there's also this reality, the red cup, where you and your SP are happily married. And you have a happy family, and you've been married for years, and you have found the love of your life. So then you're currently in this reality, where you're not even talking, you're in no contact, maybe you're on bad terms right now, and you want to go ultimately to this reality where you two are happily married. What you're doing is that you need to put your focus and your attention and align your energy and align your dominant inner assumptions, your dominant inner beliefs, your dominant inner thoughts, and overall your state with that reality. How would it feel like if this was not the current 3D reality and the reality was actually this, that you guys are happily married, that you are together, that you've been married for a while, maybe you have children together, you're living together, and all these things that you want. Now what's interesting here is to go from this reality, the no contact reality, to this reality, which I know for a lot of people is your end state, your end reality of being married to your specific person, okay? You might actually have to pass through this reality, or whichever the dating cup was, the cup where I said you are dating but they're not committing yet. I think it was that one. If it wasn't, let's say this was the dating cup, okay? So you are in no contact, okay? And you want to go to marriage with your specific person. However, what's interesting is that if you want to go from here to here, you may have to pass through here first, which is the reality where you're dating, where you're going out, but maybe they haven't committed to you yet. This is because of how things unfold in the 3D. They seem to unfold in a very linear fashion, in a very linear manner. So to us, it feels like there's that situation, and then it changes to that situation, and then it changes to that situation, and it unfolds like that. However, in reality, you're actually transcending one version of reality for another one. So you go from no contact to actually having contact and dating with them, but you still have to pass through that stage of your relationship to actually get to here, where they're committing to you and they have married you and you're happily married, you have your own family, everything is fantastic, everything is blissful, and so on. So to go from here to here, you're not actually changing this. Instead, you're passing through this reality, or maybe you're even passing through, which one was the friendship one? This reality, where you are friends first, okay? And then you are dating, but they haven't yet committed to you. And then you finally go into that reality where you guys are married. So I hope this makes sense and helps clarify things and helps give you guys a visual of what parallel realities actually are. And what's interesting here as well is that when you shift your own thinking, when you shift your own state and your own energies within, you are actually experiencing different realities of yourself. So if at first you were here and you were very desperate that your specific person is not talking to you, that they hate you, that they said that they don't want to be with you, or whatever they might have said, and then perhaps you get into a more stable state where you don't feel as hurt. Maybe you have revised the situation, maybe some time has passed and you start feeling and thinking more clearly about the situation, and you are here feeling more stable. That is a different reality. That is a different version of yourself that you're experiencing versus this one. The version of yourself that feels rejected, you have now passed through into this version, which is actually someone who is feeling more stable. And then you may shift to this state, to this version of yourself, where you're actually starting to feel convinced that your SP does like you, does love you, does want your company, does want to be with you, does want to commit with you, etc., etc. And then finally, you may get through to this reality, you may shift to this reality where you're actually feeling the feelings and the whole energy and the whole thoughts and assumptions of someone who's already married to their specific person. So your own inner shifts are actually different versions of reality. They are parallel versions of yourself. You start from being desperate here, feeling rejected. Then you go to a more stable state. You don't feel as hurt anymore. And then maybe you go here where you start actually imagining a different reality for you and your person. And then finally, after you've practiced for a while, you've landed into this state where you feel finally stable and secure, and you feel the same way you would feel as if you were in a long-term relationship or in a happy marriage with your person. And let's take money as another example. Let's say this is the reality where you are broke and you can't even pay your bills, okay? That is one reality. There is another reality here where you do have a job, you have a stable job maybe, but you're not making very much. There's also this reality where you have a job and you're making a good amount of money, so you're happy with how much you're making. There's also this reality where you're actually quite wealthy and you can afford a lot of things and you have a lot of spending power. And there's also finally this reality where you're a millionaire and you can afford anything you want without thinking, you're living your dream life, you are materially abundant, and you just have millions and millions in the bank. All of these are different existing realities, and which one or which ones you get to experience depends on where you put your consciousness, where you put your awareness at each given time, where you put your focus and where you put your attention, and what you expect out of your life. Now again here, just as I explained with the specific person example, you might actually go through different realities as things unfold to get you from here, where you're broke, okay, to here, where you're a millionaire. So because of the way the 3D unfolds, and because it seems like it unfolds in a linear manner, you might not immediately go from here to here, although that's also possible, that has happened before. But it might also be the case where you go from here, the being broke, to here, where you have a job but you don't get very much. And then maybe you move to a more stable job, a better paying job here, and you're happier. And then ultimately, maybe you start your own business, or maybe you find some other money-making opportunity, and then all of a sudden you start making quite a lot, and you start being wealthy, and you start being wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. And then you transcend this state, and you finally end up on this state, which is the state of being a millionaire. So again, these are all parallel realities that exist. These are all parallel realities that are possibilities, probabilities, and potentials that you can tap into. However, the way it unfolds in the 3D may vary. You might go straight from one reality to another, even if it's extreme, or it might unfold over time from one reality to another, jumping from one to the other, progressing from one to the other. And this is still going through different parallel realities. And it's the same with your consciousness and your awareness. Here, you're in the consciousness of someone who is broke. Here, you're in the consciousness of someone who has a job, but is not very happy with their job, is not very happy with how much they're making, okay? Here, you have a better job that actually pays you a pretty good amount of money. You're actually pretty happy with how much you're making. Here, you're actually quite wealthy already through your job, through your business, through other money opportunities, however you came to this reality. And finally here, you're in the consciousness of being a millionaire, you're in the consciousness of I am financially abundant, I am materially abundant, I can do whatever I want, I have so much money, I have millions and millions in the bank, and you reside and you dwell in this consciousness. So what I want you to understand is that both your states of consciousness and your levels of consciousness represent different parallel realities, different parallel versions of yourself, and the way in which they are reflected back by the 3D is also different parallel realities. It's also different versions of reality. It's different versions of how the world appears. So I hope this has helped. I hope it has helped clarify some things for you. I hope it has made it a little easier for you and a little simpler to understand the whole concept of parallel realities. I'm going to wrap up this video here. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. As you know, I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.